Hi guys, it's Weston here. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Archos 80B Helium. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Harvard PR for sending this out to review. So let's kick off with the design. So the design is really quite like a large phone, and I will explain in more detail later on what I'm talking about. So up top you've got a front-facing camera, an earpiece, and your proximity and light sensors and stuff like that. In the middle you've got your 8-inch IPS panel, and at the bottom you've got a fairly large rest for holding the tablet in landscape. Spin the tablet round to the back and you've got a rear facing camera and flash, a very nice backing plate which is actual metal, and it's got a brushed finish to it which is really nice and just adds a certain premium aspect to the tablet sort of design. Then finally we go down to the bottom, we've got your single rear firing speaker. Again, it's got a very nice trim around it and something I wasn't really expecting, but it's a very nice addition nevertheless. So to the left side of the tablet you've got your power switch, and then to the right side you've got your volume rocker. At the bottom you've got your microphone and USB charging and data transfer port. And then up top you've got a little section to remove the back cover and a 3.5mm jack. Now this does come with a lot of additions and I'll show you how to access those. So there is a small notch located just to the left side of the 3.5mm jack. So removing this piece of the tablet actually gives you some really cool access. So you get access to 2 SIM slots and your expansion slot as well. Now I think this is a really cool addition and it saves you from removing the entire back of the tablet. Right, so next up we get to the in-hand experience, and because the tablet is only an 8-inch, it's actually relatively nice and it's pretty comfortable to hold one-handed. So the tablet comes in at 210mm tall, 122mm wide and 9.3mm deep, and it only weighs 320 gram, which is actually really light, and just holding it in the hand feels really nice. Even holding it landscape one-handed is very nice as well. And like I said, it's got those really large bezels to hold on to, so you can grip it really nicely in landscape as well as in portrait as well, so that is really cool. So now we get onto the build quality, and it's very impressive. So the tablet overall construction is really solid, it's really sturdy and really robust. And like I said, it also has that awesome metal plate at the back which just feels so nice. There is a couple of issues with the build quality though. The power button is a little bit wobbly and a little bit mushy. The volume buttons don't suffer the same fate though, so that's pretty good there. But just overall the tablet looks very nice and it feels very well put together. So next up we get to the screen, and it's very impressive. So the screen is 8-inch and it's an IPS panel, and it's got a resolution of 1280 by 800. So obviously it's not the highest def screen out there, but for the money it's very nice. So with it being an IPS panel, colours are very nice, viewing angles are also very nice as well, and I've noticed that if you have it in landscape or portrait, and even at like quite extreme angles, the colours and stuff don't shift and there's no horrible distortion or anything, and it looks really nice no matter where you sort of view the screen, which I think is very impressive. So looking closer at the text, you can see, looking at it from a reasonable distance, you can't notice any blockiness or anything like that, and text looks relatively clean. However, taking a further look in and looking closer, you can see a small amount of pixelation around it, but like I said, at normal viewing distances, you can't notice that whatsoever. Colours look fairly nice, they're not too oversaturated and they're not too over contrasty, and they're just, I wouldn't call them muted, but I wouldn't exactly call them popping either, so they don't quite have that same sort of impact as an AMOLED display. But nevertheless, they are very nice. So looking at images and watching video is actually pretty good. So Archos do actually install some images, and just looking at these now you can see the colours are really nice, the screen also very nice as well, and overall I'm just really quite impressed with the screen for the tablet's price. So next up we get onto the UI, and this is running Android 4.4. So obviously it's not the latest software, but Android 4.4 is still very nice. So flowing around the UI is very fluid, very smooth, and apart from a couple of pre-installed Archos apps, there's not really anything different to stock Android, so there's not really much to cover there. So you can see, I mean, diving into the settings menu, it just looks exactly the same as pretty much stock Android, which I really do love. I love it when manufacturers don't add really heavy and sluggish skins onto phones and tablets, so props to Archos for that. So next up we get to the specifications. So the CPU is a MediaTek MT8732. So this is a quad-core chip clocked at 1.5 GHz. The GPU is a Mali 760 MP2. It has 1 gig of RAM, 8 gig storage, which is expandable up to 64 gig via SD. It has a 2 megapixel camera at the rear and a 0.3 at the front. The battery is a 3900 mAh. And for your connectivity, you've got Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, LTE, which is pretty cool. It has a phone function, which I'm going to talk more about in a minute, Bluetooth and GPS. So now let's talk about this phone function I've just mentioned. And I was actually really surprised when I first got the tablet and realised that there was an earpiece and a microphone on it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it does have an actual phone function. So like I've shown you already, you can put a SIM card into this. Now, talking with the tablet is a little bit awkward and you look a little bit strange talking to a tablet. But then again, I suppose phones are getting that large now that it is basically like holding a tablet anyway. So you can always pair this with a headset anyway if you wanted to, or use a set of earphones with a microphone. But it's pretty cool that you can actually use this to make calls with, which is pretty impressive. So now we've covered that off, let's talk performance. And I thought because it only has 1 gig of RAM that it wouldn't be the snappiest or quickest, but I have to say the performance is pretty great. So swiping through the UI, like I've said already, is a very smooth experience. Loading apps as well doesn't take that long either. It's just when you start switching between apps that it does start to slow down a bit, and you can see that the 1 gig of RAM is really obviously struggling to perform multitasking. Gameplay though is actually a different kettle of fish, and I found that playing Asphalt 8 was a really enjoyable experience. So it played back at 720p, and the gameplay was really fluid and really smooth. You can just see from the footage now that there's no frame drops or stuttering or anything like that, and it's very, very impressive. So for 1 gig of RAM, I can't really complain, apart from, like I said, the multitasking. Right, so next up we get onto battery, and I'm actually very impressed with the battery. So looking at lighter use, just with a little bit of YouTube, social media and email and stuff like that, I managed 2 days with a screen on time of 7 hours and 17 minutes, which is just absolutely astonishing. So you can see that the tablet is really capable of getting some good battery life. So now we get onto the camera, and personally I don't really see why tablets come with cameras. I'd rather have that money put into better specifications and stuff like that. But anyway, that's just me. But it does have some pretty cool features. So you've got video mode, obviously, and your ability to take photos. Not obviously the highest quality photos, but if you still want to just take a quick snap for social media, then it's got you covered there. So in here you've got like HDR mode, you can toggle your flash on and off, switch your camera to the front as well to take selfies, or if you use Skype, you can use the front camera for that. Obviously at 0.3 megapixels, it's not going to be the highest quality, but it might suffice just for like just a quick Skype chat. So then you've got another cool feature, and this is PIP mode, so that is picture in picture. So you can take a picture of your subject and yourself as well. And then you've got your live photo mode, and then motion tracking mode as well. So it's actually quite surprisingly got more camera features than a phone does on a tablet, which is a little bit odd in my opinion. Now we got onto the audio experience, and again, it's not the greatest I've ever encountered. The rear speaker is a little bit tinny and a little bit brittle sounding. Specifications, and these have a frequency response of between 62 Hz to 26,500 Hz. They have a sensitivity of 84 decibels, an impedance of 6 ohms, a sound pressure level of 103 decibels. But it's adequate for just watching videos and playing games and stuff like that. But for a proper movie watching, then I'd suggest pairing it with a Bluetooth speaker or something like that. Next up is audio through the 3.5mm jack, and again, I wasn't really impressed. The sound quality was decent, but nothing spectacular. So now we get onto the summary. So I actually quite like this tablet. I mean, it feels great in the hand, it's light, it's easy to use one-handed. The screen is nice enough to obviously use and watch videos with at good quality, and I'm pretty impressed. The build quality is nice, like I said, it feels nice in the hand. It's not too heavy, it's not overly big neither that you couldn't slip it in a bag and take it with you. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So if you're interested in this tablet, I will link where you can get it from down in the description. So again, a massive thank you to Harvard PR for sending this out to review. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the very next one.